We're Stumble Guys, and we have a much better game than you.
We've been here longer. We know what we're doing. We're so much better than you.
Doesn't matter, Grandpa. We're the new talent in town, and everyone loves what we're doing.
But we have a bigger fan base, and people still play us.
Yeah, but we've got more people playing us, and I think a lot of other people would agree with us that Stumble Guys is better.
Welcome back to the Kelderock Show. Today we're doing our first ever versus. What are we doing? We're comparing two games that are kind of similar, and we're going to see what we either think is better or just kind of give ideas to give an idea, and you'll let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. But today we're doing Fall Guys versus Stumble Guys. And for the first part of the video, we're going to talk mainly about Fall Guys. Originally, this game came out in 2020 during the pandemic. They charged, it was about $20, but if you had PlayStation, it was free for PlayStation Plus users for the first month of its existence, so you were able to play it for free if you had it that way. Now, the game had plenty of costumes all around, and throughout its years, it had team-ups. They, teamed up with Sonic, Portal, a lot of PC games. Like, you could even see, like, some of the stuff with the store. You could buy stuff with different, currencies that they offered. They added their Battle Pass. It's a game that they kept building on repeatedly and repeatedly. It was a fun little platformer, like Battle Royale-esque. I'm not a Battle Royale kind of person, so to have a game like this, because I love platformers, is phenomenal. Now, let's talk about actually getting into the game, though. So, you get into the game, and you start with about 40-ish people, 50 people? I think it's 40. 40 is the cap. Yeah, 40. 40 people in the game. Now, with that, you get each rounds, and it knocks out more and more people until you're left with one. Now, the way they do it is not really like you can get any random game. Like, you just really get anything. You can get a race, you can get a survival, you could get, race and survival is really kind of a big two. I'm trying to think of the other one. There's a memory, like, puzzle game. There's a teamwork game aspect to it, which I never liked. I never liked the teamwork aspect stuff. So it's like if you really get a bad team, you kill your run. So that does kind of hinder it for me a little bit with that one. But when it comes to, like, the stuff you could do on your own, like, when it's just your raw skills against someone else's raw skills, that's, like, when it's just, like, the purest, the most fun, like, and they even made stuff, like, based on, like, the, the characters or, like, the team-up they did for the game. Like, they did, like, something for Sonic when he first came, and, like, Portal got a little something. It was really cool. I, really enjoyed Fall Guys. Like, it's a really fun game, and, like, with all the costumes and stuff you could do with it, too, like, they made this, like, really, like, a really well-made game, and the physics with it is so fun. Like, you plug in your controller, you're diving, you're kind of like a very clumsy jelly bean, though, sometimes. Like, you're just like, oh, and it really is, like, super cool, and you get extra points if you come in first. Like, you get rewarded based on your positioning sometimes, too. Like, if you're top 5, you get more, they call kudos, or if you're, like, top 20, like, you'll get a little less, and, like, if you just finish, you'll get some. But you do get rewards based on it, so it's, like, it's very important where you rank in this, too. Like, it's really cool. And then you get to see everyone get pushed out, and that's where it's really fun. You get to see the push out. Now, Fall Guys is not a perfect game. Like I said, the team is not really the greatest. And it's, it can be a little tedious and kind of frustrating, too. Like, some of the physics really still don't work the greatest. There's some stuff, too, like, the fans really make no sense. The tail-grabbing physics sometimes make no sense. Like, I know there was a finale game a while back where it's like, all right, I'm grabbing you. But then it'd be like, no, you're not really grabbing him, so you don't get the tail. And I'm like, but I'm grabbing him. I want the tail. That's what we need to win. And then it's just a bunch of nonsense. It really is. So, you got to take what you can with that. But in terms of overall, like, they really beefed it up ever since 2020. And it's no longer $20. If it's accessible on so many platforms. It's all free. Fun thing to play. You can get it on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. And that, that's what Fall Guys is about. It's just having some good old-fashioned fun platforming. And that's all it has to be. That is all it has to be. Now let's switch over to the other side. We got Stumble Guys. Stumble Guys came out, honestly, I'm not even too sure when it came out, but it was always free to play. always free to play. The way Stumble Guys works, honestly, so I had some issues. So we got to talk about some of the issues, though. So I loaded up, and when I first started playing, the controller didn't really work on the menu, so I always had to use the mouse. I don't know if it's also on Switch and stuff, but I know it's on mobile. You can play this on mobile. But I gotta say, they have a lot more interesting stuff going on, because the water slides, my god, the water slides are fun. Like, you can emote, what you can do in Fall Guys as well, but you don't really dance, you just kind of show like a little emoji. But I love the water slides in this, and it's just so easy to pick up and play, too. Like, there's, like, just some wackiness to it. Like, it's really got a good feel for it. Like, and, you know, learning how to dive, too. Like, they don't really explain how to do that. So that's a little frustrating that they don't tell you, like, what you got to do. Like, you just kind of jump in and it's like, all right, here you go, have fun. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? And then you just kind of roll with it. Besides that, like, they also had a lot of team-ups. They teamed up with the NFL, Mr. Beast, and a lot of other great, like, companies and stuff, like Hot Wheels. They did a Hot Wheels track one that you had, like, you could do Hot Wheels for a little bit. Nerf had some in there, too. You could do some Nerf stuff. And they give you some interesting, you know, other modes to do, which is pretty cool. They make it a little weird, but they at least tell you what buttons it is. Like, it's got some controller support when you're in the game, which is much better than, you know, the menu, which is fine. You know, if the menu needs a mouse, that's fine. And that's not the end of the world. But Stumble Guys, you know, it's just super simple, super easy. And honestly, it really kind of does work similar to Fall Guys. It doesn't have the same falling mechanic. Like, you're definitely a little more sturdy as a stumble guy. Like, you don't feel like you're falling everywhere. Like, it's very interesting how they do this. Now, to go back to Fall Guys for a little bit, we got to talk about the extra modes they did. Fall Guys, you know, they added some other amazing things too. Like, so when you think of battle royales, you think squads. So, bam, Fall Guys says, let's make squads. Then they're like, oh, wait, we need duos and trios and all that stuff. So they add those kind of modes. Then they have their own tournaments, and then they have their own, like, they don't require, like, so the Fall Guys they'll make their events, and they won't require, like, an outside sponsor for it. Like, they'll be like, all right, we want to add this with some certain maps, bam, let's go. We want a whole playlist dedicated to just racing, bam, let's do it. Like, a whole playlist of survival, bam, and they're still adding games to it as well. Like, they're still doing plenty and plenty and plenty. And they're making more and more playlists to go with it. On the Stumble Guys side of things, they kind of, when they want to make events, I noticed that they kind of base it off of their sponsors and then their other stuff. And I don't know if that's you know, you got to let me know if you like that. Like, do you want sponsored, like, tournament stuff, or do you want them to have, like, their own? Like when they do that, it's like, oh, we made this whole thing for Nerf, and, like, bam, like, it's only Nerf stuff now. And then, oh, this is all for Hot Wheels. This is only Hot Wheels stuff now. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I don't know if I want you to, like, make special courses for them, or if you're going to do it just because it's for you as well. So, I don't know. You got to let me know how you feel about that. After playing both games, I definitely have more with Fall Guys. I'm still going to play some Stumble Guys, and you're more than welcome if you ever, you know, you want to reach out to me on X, and I will happily play some Stumble Guys or Fall Guys, but you got to let me know what you guys think. If I had to pick one, unfortunately, I'm going to go more Fall Guys. I think I had more better time with that than I did Stumble Guys, but I will still play Stumble Guys. Like, that's never an issue. I really like what they did. I think they took a great idea and just they made their own, and Stumble Guys really did what they could. But I think Fall Guys has taken this one. Let me know down below or on X or on Instagram what you think of these games. Who would be the better version of their game? Would it be Stumble Guys or Fall Guys for you? Please let me know in the comments below, and we will see you in the next review or versus.